Hello anybody, welcome to Beyond This Screen. Here's a morally recapped here and now with as I'm going to provide an explanation for a South Korean movie known as The Gangster, The Cop, The Devil. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film begins evolved off via way of means of displaying us a white automobile riding across the roads of a vibrant lighted city. The white automobile then follows a black automobile and bumps on it. Once they attain a remote place, the drivers step off their automobiles and the man from the black automobile takes some photographs of the coincidence in case his coverage organization asks for them. However, then the driving force of the white automobile, whose name we do not know, but hits him and drags him into the seats of the black automobile. He stabs him, kills him, after which drives away with the white automobile. At the 5th of August, a warm summertime season day, police officers are stuck up in a visitor's jam. They may be being attentive to the radio approximately the homicide that occurred with inside the first scene. When you consider that visitors isn't always transferring one in every of them, Tae-sok steps down of the automobile and walks to a playing facility. The safety attempts to forestall him via way of means of bribing him. They placed a pile of cash in his pocket, however Tae-sok would not like that and beats them up slightly. He then proceeds to arrest a man who works in the back of a counter. The accusation is a criminal change of cash. In the meantime, a mafia boss, Dong-soo, is training on a punching bag. A number of his guys stroll with inside the room and inform him approximately the incident. Dong-soo first orders for the punching bag to be placed down. His guys decrease the punching bag and unzip it. A person has been trapped in it and he's all bloodied and crushed up. Dong-soo then exits the constructing and receives right into an automobile. He has a motive force of direction and the different automobiles following him like a convoy. He calls a person with inside the police branch and complains approximately the cop who bursts into his playing facility. He's paying cash to this police director to preserve his guys from doing such things and annoy him. Tae-sok makes the fellow he arrested drive his motorbike and deliver him a journey to a crime scene. Tae-sok handcuffs him at the motorbike and techniques the scene with inside the historical past. The fellow may be seen turning his motorcycle round so as to get away, so Tae-sok techniques the scene and it looks as if the police had stumbled upon the person who become murdered. Tae-sok examines the scene along with his associate. He reveals a clue that in all likelihood anyone bumped on his automobile from the back. Dong-soo speaks with Shang-do, another gangster, because it appears and that they speak about respecting their territories and their duties. They ordinarily disagree and their bodyguards, one for every, get blended with inside the verbal war of words. Dong-soo receives up and punches his personal bodyguard whilst he eliminates enamel via way of means of the opposite bodyguard's mouth together along with his naked hands. He says they must now no longer talk whilst the bosses are speaking. Pointless to mention that Shang-do has been so intimidated that he cannot disagree on something else. On the police station, a collection of fellows are having assembly and they're analyzing the victim's life. He has no money owed and no enemies. Then they are trying to construct a profile round the killer. Tae-sok shows that he must be a serial killer due to the fact there have been extra killings in which a knife of the equal duration has been used. The opposite guys disagree with Tae-sok whilst on the equal time the director selections on him due to the fact he overwhelmed the gambling facility while not having the jurisdiction to accomplish that. Sak might not alternate his thoughts, he simply desires to capture awful men. Dong-soo walks out of the constructing together along with his bodyguard protecting an umbrella above his head. He orders his vehicle to take the alternative guys and move home. He isn't always under the influence of alcohol and he's going to force on his own at the manor Dong-soo is riding whilst speaking at the phone. All at once a vehicle bumps on his vehicle from in the back of and he hangs up. The motive force steps off the vehicles. The alternative guy isn't always simply everyone. He is the serial killer. Dong-soo doesn't need to inform his coverage employer approximately the coincidence and walks away. The killer may not permit him, even though he surprises Dong-soo and stabs him twice. However, Dong-soo isn't always in clean goal. A combat breaks out. Dong-soo subsequently takes the knife out of the killer's palms and stabs him back. The killer receives in his vehicle and runs over Dong-soo. Dong-soo is transferred in a hospital whilst his guys move looking and killing different individuals of the underworld to get their revenge. On the equal time the serial killer cleans his knife and looks after his wound. He then walks via an outdoor facility, reveals some other goal, an antique petite guy and stabs him. Dongsu wakes up and talks with his bodyguard. He has no concept who the attacker became, however he tells his shield to search for a white sedan. Taeseok visits Dongsu to get his statement, however Dongsu offers him nothing. Taeseok is going directly to take a look at Dongsu's vehicle and makes the connection: a white sedan has bumped on his vehicle from the back, it need to be the equal person. Taeseok speaks with the police director and tells him to prevent overlaying up for Dongsu. He says they want to carry him in for an interrogation. In spite of everything Dongsu has visible the aggressor's face, he moreover claims that he became right approximately the serial killer thing. He need to be the serial killer. Who else could have the heart to attack the chief of a gang? The director doesn't need to listen it anymore and kicks him out of the office. A montage suggests us the serial killer preventing through a fuel station to seize a espresso from the merchandising machine. He spots a person and stabs him to death at the same time as on the equal time Dongsu is describing the face of the killer to a woman. She is drawing a caricature and he or she receives it quite close. Dongsu offers the caricature to his bodyguard and orders him to discover the attacker earlier than the police does. At the same time as the killer is using the truck, a guy wakes up. He has been dozing with inside the cabin of the truck. The killer removes him as well, however the knife drops out of the truck and rests at the aspect of the road. T surprise visits Dongsu one greater time to try to upload a few stress on him as well as attraction to his emotions. That killer is virtually crazy and he have to be stopped or greater people will die. Dongsu does not provide a penny, however later on his protect tells him that their agencies aren't going well. Rumors have commenced round his call. After he changed into attack, Dongsu decides that he has to get this killer and kill him to clean his call and advantage back. Respect his guys have observed the white sedan and a knife he makes use of to kill people. Dongsu invitations Taeseok to collaborate on the hunt. If Taeseok reveals him first, he can convey him to justice, however if Dongsu reveals him, he'll punish him as he wishes. They proportion all of the records they have until now, and Dongsu well-known shows his camera which has been filming the complete time they have been talking. Of direction, he desires a few collateral for operating with a cop, and so the gangster and the cop are operating collectively to capture the devil. The killer should be around 35 years old and he completely kills at night time. Taeseok stalks the name of the game together along with his partner and every other officer, and he tells them they'll help the gangsters locate the killer, after which they'll arrest him. Dongsu tells Osang his guard that they'll allow the police officers assist them, and after they locate the killer they'll put off them. Dongsu complicates the case a touch bit more. He orders successful on Shangdu and the murderer makes use of the serial killer's knife, now no longer most effective. That however he additionally leaves it proper there for the police officers to locate. While the forensics study it, they locate genetic information on it that connects it to the preceding murders on the fuel station. Taeseok solves the puzzle and understands that Dongsu bumped off Shangdu in a manner that might trick the police into wondering that the serial killer did it. Taeseok visits Dongsu and that they have a combat, however he cannot truly do a great deal approximately, and the information are reporting approximately Shangdu's loss of life. A brand new crew is sworn brought in the police branch to assist the investigation. The actual serial killer is looking the information in the eating place and hums to himself, "I did not do that." A younger guy listens to him and appears at him apprehensive. The killer receives up and leaves on his manner out. He faucets the younger guy on the shoulder. At Shangdu's funeral, the serial killer is sitting a number of the crowd and is retaining a knife fixed on Dongsu. He processes Shangdu's bodyguard and offers him a word which reads, "Shangdu became killed via way of means of my knife, however now no longer via way of means of me." His face factors at Dongsu and Taeseok at the moment are taking a closer, have a take observe the white sedan and that they locate a stain of blood below the wheel that might doubtlessly result in the killer's identity. Unexpectedly a set of fellows assaults them. They're Shangdu's men. A large combat breaks out and the two of them controlled to kick their asses in a while. Taeseok and his companions get a lead at the serial killer and that they clearly get to look him with their own eyes. They hunt him down alongside the streets, however he manages to invade them. They find out an area in which the killer ate and drank. They begin seeking out the bottle he drank from and that they go to a manufacturing unit in which the empty bottles get back for recycling. Additionally they carry the forensics group with them to try to get a few new leads or clues. Dongsu is forming a few new partnerships seeking to repair his enterprise to its former glory. On the police branch, a girl who works in forensics offers Taeseok a file and he or she indicates he is is going seeking out that man who has been declared lacking a long term in the past. However, she discovered a fingerprint that fits with the one she discovered at the white sedan's wheel. It is probably a few form of misdirection, however it's really well worth searching up. T-Sock visits a residence that is rented through a person he suspects is probably the killer. He speaks with the landlady and he or she says that the guy who rents the residence is a great guy who has by no means induced any hassle. He is capable of discover a few images and a few different clues. He compares the image to the sketch they have got from Dongsu's description, and that is truly the serial killer. T-Sock tells his companions and Dongsu approximately it, and that they take action. They proportion the killer's image with all people and that they seek the complete city for him. Sadly no success yet. The guys are worn out and that they determine to take a break. Dongsu is watching for T-Sock at a random assembly point. It is raining and the girl scholar is watching for the bus proper. Subsequent to Dongsu, he offers her his umbrella to guard her from the rain until the bus receives their Dongsu, T-Sock and their guys are eating dinner while the information broadcasting at the television draw their attention. The scholar to whom Dongsu offers his umbrella has been located dead. He receives indignant and everybody receives as much as look for the killer again. This time they spot him in an automobile and an automobile chase takes place. Dongsu endos and beaten the killer and T-Sock on the identical time, but the killer escapes walking through the dark alleys. They cut up as much as chase him. The killer stabs Ozin, however then Dongsu is capable of music him down and serve him a correct beating. Dongsu takes him to a warehouse and tortures him while he is prepared to cut his head off his shoulders. T-Sock crushes into the warehouse together along with his automobile and knocks Dongsu out. He then officially arrests the killer and takes him to the police station. One greater hassle happens while the police has now no longer sufficient proof to ship the killer on Dine Road. Tessa convinces Dongsu to offer himself as a witness on the courtroom docket. Dongsu will do it if Suk guarantees him to ship him with inside the identical prison with the killer. Dongsu seems at the courtroom docket and proves that the killer has certainly attacked him. After they fought, he stabbed the killer on his left facet chest. The policeman undressed the killer and he has a wound proper with inside the indicated region of his body. The killer finally ends up in prison alongside with Dongsu, who will probably kill him earlier than the execution of his dying sentence. Enroll and see greater films like this. Activate the notifications and depart. I want to assist the channel growth. Thanks for watching.